Hello, welcome back to another episode on Elevate with Emily. In today's video, we're going to discuss emotional regulation in children and the number one best way to help children regulate their emotions. This is such a sought after topic among parents because emotional regulation is so difficult, especially in adults, let alone having to teach that to children and help them through their own messy emotions, when sometimes our emotions are super messy and difficult to deal with. One of the biggest things that parents want for their children is the ability to know how they're feeling and to be able to articulate why they're feeling that. Why? Because parents want to know how to help their kids. If their kid is throwing a tantrum on the floor, they want their kid to be able to use words and say exactly what they need. But that takes maturity, that takes time, and oftentimes that expectation is simply not age appropriate. A 2-year-old simply doesn't have the vocabulary to tell you what they're feeling, nor do they even have the knowledge to know what feelings are or why they're feeling that way, because let's be real, a lot of adults sometimes don't even know why they're feeling the way that they're feeling, right? How often have you been angry or frustrated with your spouse or with a coworker and you can't exactly put your finger on why that is, but you're just so annoyed with a friend, with your spouse? And it takes us a while to process why that is, or sometimes we never figure it out and we just eventually get over it. And so as you can see, it's really not realistic to expect that of young children, to be able to articulate what's going on for them in that inner world. But before you're like, all right, stop this video, we're done here, this is useless, there is a way for you to really help with your child's emotions. Before I share what that is, I want to set some background, give an analogy of kind of how children feel or experience emotions. And it's very similar to how a dog reads emotions. If you've never owned a dog, you can probably still relate to this just from watching shows or movies or having a friend who has a dog. But dogs are very sensitive to emotions. They pick up on them. And so when you have a dog, if you're feeling really, really sad, that dog picks up on that and it might come up to you and put its nose on your leg or start whining or just start pawing at you. It senses that there's something wrong with you emotionally. And when there's guests that come over in the house, the dog gets so excited and it's wagging its tail, running in circles, barking, being loud, energetic. It's picking up on all of that crazy energy from the new people that are over, especially if you have a ton of kids over and they're playing and just the energy is just escalating crazily. And it can be very overstimulating, and a lot of mothers will get triggered by that. Like, okay, this is a lot for me. Like, I can't take this all in. Can't deal with this crazy child. Don't have the energy to chase them around. And it's just a lot. And that can also create energy that adds to the excitement, the energy, and it just keeps spiraling out of control. And so children are like that in the sense of they will easily pick up on what the people are feeling around them. But like a dog, they're not going to be able to tell you why. A dog is never going to open its mouth and tell you, I'm really sad because I sense that you're sad too. Or I'm really excited because there's company over, there's new faces. Like, it's not a TV show where we have talking dogs here. So that being said, your children are going to be able to pick up on your core emotion. And so the number one best way to help regulate your child's emotion is for your core to be grounded and centered. Even if you're doing all the right actions, you are moving about calmly, you are talking slow, or just trying to hide the fact that you're upset or anxious or elevated in your emotions, it's going to bleed through. That energy, that sense of emotion is going to bleed through. And so you have to genuinely be in a calm, cool, collected, grounded place to then approach the kids so that that energy can feed into them and rub off on them. And that's why timeout is a really great coping skill, not a punishment, but a way for you to normalize, hey, I need a little bit of a break. You need a little bit of a break. Let's cool down. Let's take some breaths. Let's sit down. That break can be 5 seconds. That break can be 10 minutes. And let's breathe. Let's, meditate, do some mindfulness activities. Let's say the alphabet, whatever that is, just to help calm down their heart rate and to keep you grounded and calm. so that that calm energy can feed off on everyone, and that can help the escalation without needing to raise your voice or leave the room or panic. Your number one resource is yourself. You are the greatest model to your children, and it is a huge responsibility, and it's very exhausting and very, very taxing and challenging, but it's worth it, and you can do it. So keep on working on yourself, on finding that core groundedness, on being genuinely calm and secure. And the best way that I have found for me to be grounded is to be in a good place with God. If I know He has my back, if I've touched base with Him, then I feel secure and His peace flood into my life. And when I have the Savior's presence in my life, then the people around me can feel that too. And that can help bleed some calm and assurance into their life as well. Thank you for watching this video. Comment below what's worked with you. What self-care tools do you have or coping skills do you use to remain calm and collected even when kids, dogs, visitors are over and it's complete chaos? Share below your top tips, and I'll see you in the next video.